Welcome to Pen Tool Photoshop. In this tutorial, we'll cover drawing curves using control handles. So the previous tutorials were just placing anchors, creating a new path, selecting and dragging parts of the path. So they're really a beginner sort of step. This technically is a bit of a beginner area as well, but it comes on an intermediate because working with control handles can be quite difficult. So this is pretty much essential that you drag out control handles. So very rarely do you really just click and click, click. You always drag out these control handles. Normally, most shapes are kind of rounded. So it's a matter of clicking on part of the path and dragging. You can see these control handles come out. So I've got no keyboard shortcuts held down. I just literally clicked with the mouse and drag. So in this case, this is just an example of how to work with it. But if I hold down the Shift key, it will constrain these control handles to a 45-degree line. So I click and drag, and on this diagram, I've just got these pink control handles you can match. So I click where that anchor is, and I click and drag. So you can see it's creating this curved shape. And I'll go into more detail about how to place and where to place these, but for now, just get comfortable with clicking and dragging these control handles out and trying to get comfortable as to how this pattern of how you're putting an anchor down here and dragging a control handle out. So at this point here, you can sort of look at previous anchors and control handles and think, okay, I'll put a point here, click and drag. So you can see it drags into place. So you can see that previous one was there, so I think, okay, I'll copy that, click and drag, holding down the Shift key. So you see this one here, it's not in line with that one. So I can hold down the Command key, or I can just use the arrows like in the previous tutorial and nudge it up. Click and drag. Click and drag, hold down the Shift key. Use the arrow keys to nudge. Click and drag. So that'll create a smooth flowing line. I can save that as a path. So the next option here is that's continuous. That's the control handles going from one side to the other. So in this option, the example below where it changes direction, so it goes up and then comes back down again. So we can save that. We can create a new path. So in this case, I'll click there. It's path 2. In this case, I can click and drag. Hold down the Shift key. I'll zoom in on this point. So I can click here and drag. All right, hold down the Shift key, constrains it. So to change direction, I can now press the Alt key or Option, and that will change the direction. So as I come back down, you can see it's come back down now this way. So how that works is I'll just show you an example here. If I was like that, if I was to let go, it pops out the top path. It comes out the top like that. So if I hold down the Option key or Alt and click on that little circle, it now comes out that direction. So wherever that control handle is, that's the direction it'll come out of. So if I come back to here, hold down, click and drag, hold down the Shift key, click and drag, hold down the Shift key. So if I happen to let go, so I've got nothing selected now, if I hold down the Option key or Alt, I can click and drag that down into place. Click and drag. Then the quicker way of doing it is click and drag, hold down the Shift key, and then literally while I've still got the mouse button held down, so I haven't let go of the mouse button, I'm now pressing Alt or Option, and I've still got Shift held down to constrain. So click and drag, press Alt, drag down, click and drag, and then escape just to end that path. So path 1 and 2. So this tutorial, I would practice this over and over a few times. Really get comfortable with how this works, how the Alt key works. The trick with the Alt key, get used to clicking, holding, pressing Alt, and then let go of the mouse button. So always let go of the mouse button first. So that is drawing with curves and control handles. I'll see you in the next tutorial.